fossils. Dun dun dun. If you know what that's from, give this video a thumbs up. Or a dinosaur down. Hey, what up you guys, it's girl Talana and welcome back. And today I'm going to be telling you guys about a story of when I went to one of those roadside dinosaur fossil tours. Long story short, it was not a waste of time and or money because it was so ridiculous that it was funny. And also I get good content from it, so yeah. Now my family took a trip to this place called Tuba City, which is smack dab in the middle of frickin' nowhere. This nowhere is actually referring to the Painted Desert, which actually makes no sense because there is only one color in the desert and it's called dirt. Like if this desert was a soda can, there would only be one of those little circles on the side that tell you what colors are on the can. Because there's only one color in the colored desert. You know what I'm saying? So after driving in the literal middle of nowhere for 8,032 hours, we finally come across a sign that says, Dinosaur Fossil Tour, here. And we being my family and myself, decided to relieve our butts from the indentations we had made in the car seats, stretch, and then walk around and talk to some guys that want to show us their pterodactyl skulls.
What do you do in your spare time?
Now, right off the bat, we all assumed that this was a scam because it's literally a decomposed shack on the side of the road in the middle of the desert offering real, brand spanking new, right out the box dinosaur fossils. So let's just say my expectations were not high. So we walk over to this shack that literally looked like it was melting. Like you could see it eroding away right before your eyes. Then this guy walks over, pumped up as hell, trying to get us psyched about looking at some dirt and some bones. Possibly. I don't even know if there were bones there, but you know. And we will call him Frank. Frank was a little sketchy. Enthusiastic, but still sketchy. Looked like he had a drug issue and was definitely hungover from a long night before. But let's give Frank the benefit of the doubt, won't we? So Frank starts off, introduces himself, and goes, hey guys, let's go look over here at some fossils and whatnot. So we follow him. Just gotta say that we were walking in a basically clear, like, sand field where you could not see anything from afar. But don't you worry, because there was definitely, possibly, maybe one fossil that was there. So we were walking for about 10 feet, and then he goes, stop. Be careful, don't step on the fossils here. We're all giving this look like, Frank, what the hell? There's literally nothing here. So then Frank goes, guys, look down. Look down. You'll see the fossils. So we look down, and we see what looks like dinosaur footprints. Quite promising beginning, don't you think? So we look at Frank and he says, now guys, these fossils, they date back to a really long time ago. What? A really long time ago. Okay, thank you. That was really specific. Now at the time I was like, oh yeah, this is decently cool. But looking back at how the rest of the trip went, something in my gut tells me that he just bought an action figure of a dinosaur and just stuck its little feet into the ground. So then it looked somewhat real. And you'll see why I think that shortly. So we walk past the footprints and then he stops us again. And I know this may surprise you, but pretty quick into the trip we figured out that this was a total scam.
Well, what a shocker.
Because we didn't really know how he was deciding what rocks were fossils. What rocks were fossils. Because none of the fossils were labeled. So it was basically like we were walking around until he saw a triangular shaped rock and then was like, hey, that's a tooth. And he kneels down next to them and goes, these are either dinosaur teeths or shark teeths. Or maybe, guys, it's just my imagination. Your imagination? You're supposed to be the expert on this. What are you doing, Frank? All along the way, he kept seeing other rocks and fossils, and he told us that almost every single one of them was a Dilophosaurus fossil. I'm pretty sure that's fake. Not even a real dinosaur. I think he only knew one name of a dinosaur, so that was his answer to everything. Hey, what's this? Dilophosaurus. Hey, how are you? Dilophosaurus. What is the meaning of life? Dilophosaurus. Okay, so I looked it up, and it is real, but it is not a T-Rex, therefore it is unimportant. Moving on. And then one time we stopped at like absolutely nothing, and we were all like, dude, there's nothing here. And before we got the chance to say anything, he goes, oh yeah guys, I found some really cool fossils over there, but I took them home, so they're not here anymore. Huh? First of all, they're fossils, not supposed to take them home. Second of all, especially when it's your job to show people fossils, because if we saw something cooler than a tooth, maybe you could afford to buy a new roof for your crack shack. The entire time we were walking around this sacred, historical artifact site, we kept seeing like thousands of broken beer bottles. Either the dinosaurs are getting lit or you have an alcohol problem. So my dad, being a total smartass, picks up the broken glass bottle and says, so what kind of dinosaur bone is this? Oh, you see, that's actually made from sand. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, you see, the sand will get really hot and then you push on it and then it turns into that substance. It's glass. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, and then you put beer in it, right? Yeah, you can put, or other liquids in it. Dude, why lie? You're obviously hungover and there are beer bottles everywhere. I mean, Barney Gumbo will accept you. You guys can be best friends now. Yeah. Anyways, that is all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe. Also, be sure to turn on my post notifications if you want to be a part of the notification gang. And I will see you guys next week. Peace! Want to hear a bad joke? Nope? Well, you're gonna hear one. If a dinosaur was getting too pale, would it go to a paleontologist? Ah! I hate myself.